morning. Welcome to Dharma Yoga. Thank you very much for joining today. Please practice according to your condition and your comfort level. There are some intermediate level flow with some other advanced, more advanced variations for those who want to try, but I try to also give some options for those who are not this, who want to modify a little bit. So please do the practice according to your comfort level and your abilities. Respect your limitations. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so let's begin. Seated tall, supremely still. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Before creation and beyond the ends of this universe, there was and always will be God established in the midst of it all. Attune to that supreme consciousness that is God and God's love. On God alone. beings everywhere, be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May the Lord guide us and protect us through the practice and bestow upon us the knowledge, the fruits of the knowledge, to help remove the pain and suffering. And may we acquire a strong desire for that knowledge. May we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Let's begin the practice. So, I'm going to do sound breathing first in order to help increase our aura. Our aura is a protection against negative energy. And it also has a healing component to it. So if you direct your attention to these areas in the body with an intention of healing, this is what the prana will help to do. You will direct all the attention there, and it'll help to transpire the healing in those areas. It could be in your body, it could be in someone else's body. And again, think of yourself surrounded by this sphere of colors, this bubble that is your protection against that any negative energy that's directed towards you, either unintentionally or intentionally. So we're just going to concentrate on different areas of the body, visualize the color that I cue you to, and then you just allow the sound to ride on a breath until you run out of breath. Sitting up tall and supreme, bring your attention now to the base of the spine, the sacral area, and the navel area. Picture the color red in these areas. The sound is ah. Color again is red. Inhale. Moving up now to the heart area. The color is green. The sound is U. A little bit of a higher pitch this time. Inhale. You. Going now to the base of the throat. The sound is so. The color is blue. Inhale. So. Bring the attention now to the space between the eyebrows, the sinus area. The sound is E, and the color is another shade of blue. Inhale. Same area in the center of the forehead, a little bit further back, just behind where we just were. The sound is sun, S-U-N. Concentrate mostly on the N part. The vibrations produced by that N humming will help to dislodge the toxins wherever they're sitting in the body, all the impurities. Imagine them going out in the bloodstream and carried out of the body. Inhale, the color's indigo. Sun. To the crown. Color is violet. The sound is sum, S-U-M. Concentrate on the latter part of the sound again. The vibrations will help to produce mental sharpness. Violet. Inhale. Sum. Just be like the witness watching everything. Have no judgment or concern as to what you observe. Purified Pranayama. We'll do 3 rounds. We're inhaling through both sides of the nose, holding the breath. During the breath retention, contract the pelvic floor muscles, the perineum muscles, pull them up towards the navel. Bring the chest up high, or keep the chest up high through the inhale, and then bring your chin right against it, so the back stays straight. And then you just bring the tongue to the tip, to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth to complete the throat seal, the Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock, and then the third eye attention, space between the eyebrows. Concentrate there. The count is 4 on the inhale, 12 on the breath retention. Exhale through the left side for 8. So the Purified Pranayama helps to purify all the psychic receptors that are all throughout the body. The biggest purifier, however, is ahimsa. So just try to be observant of the ethical rules at all times. First and foremost, compassion towards all beings. This is the greatest purifier and helps to open up those psychoreceptors to help you to realize more of what you desire. Left hand in Yana Mudra, second finger and the thumb tips form a circle, other fingers extended on the left knee. Right hand, Vishnu Mudra, second and third fingers fold down, turn the palm towards you, then it becomes the mudra for pranayama. The right thumb for the right side of for the right nostril, the right ring finger for the left nostril. So we're holding that, both sides nose with those 2 fingers on the breath retention. Exhale to the left. We just keep the thumb in place and we just allow the right ring finger, the left right finger to open up, the nostril to open up. Okay, so 3 times. I'll guide you through it. Take a deep breath in through both nostrils. Exhale, empty the lungs. Close off the right, actually not close off, sorry. Inhale to both sides. 3, 4, close both sides off now. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale to the left side. Release the locks. Relax the root and the throat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release the right hand. Inhale to both sides. As full as you can, lift the chest. 3, 4, keep the chest high, hold the breath, chin on the chest, root muscles pull up towards the navel, third eye attention. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale through the left side again, release the locks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, inhale through both nostrils. 3, 4, holding the breath now. Hold the attention at the space between the eyebrows. Throat lock, root lock. Exhale through the left side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, take a moment. Just observe the state of the body, the mind, and the emotions. Remain unconcerned, unjudging. And now continue to be the witness throughout this practice, watching the body move by itself, watching the reactions, watching the emotions, standing supreme throughout it all. And then, so now let's start the practice. Come to standing. Bring hands to the heart. Let's start off with the mantra for purification to promote more purification. Not only the psychic receptors within, but the space and the grounds that surround us. If you know it, chant along. If not, just think about those effects. Imagine that those who are singing it through you, and then you derive all the benefits of those who are chanting it perfectly. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha smarit pandrikaksham sabhahyabhyantrahaschihi. Release the arms now. Good. Stand with your feet about hip width apart. Bring a little bit maybe wider. Bring your arms up. Charge the body up with the earth, with the energy of the earth. Inhale, pull the energy right up from the soles of the feet, right up to the fingertips. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding the breath and the attention at the fingertips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way down. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale right up through the body. Feel the earth's energy rising right up. Draw it to the fingertips with your attention. Then holding it at the fingertips, hold the breath. Exhale all the way back down again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale, pull the energy right up to the fingertips, right through the body. Feel as though we were charging you up. Then holding it at the fingertips, hold the breath. Exhale all the way back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The arms come down now. And let's just do a few warm-up exercises to prepare the body for the practice. Hands on the hips, circle the head. Try to see the floor from all directions as you take the head around. Loosen up the neck. Move in a way that is graceful. No jerks. No fast, hard, aggressive movements. And change the direction. Imagine that you're seeing this through the eyes of God, looking at everything with unconditional love, non-judgment. But still you want to have the experience of a beautiful, pleasant practice to watch. Now, from here, left foot in front of the right, a little bit of distance between the feet, and imagine you had a weight in your right arm. Circle the arm forward 4 times. And then go backwards. 4. Circle forward again. And backwards. Change sides, right foot in front, and left arm now. Swing it back, winding yourself up like a machine, and go forward for 4. And back, and forward. Release, feet again, in line with one another. Imagine your arms are heavy ropes now. Just allow the arms to hit the body as you go from side to side. Try to see all the way around you. And then start to move faster, so feel as though the arms were just dead. Move the shoulders faster and faster. Again, the arms just hit the body any which way. And release here. Bring the arms up over the head. Take hold of the opposite elbows, close to the shoulders. Press the arms against the ears. Go to the left. Go to the right. Left again. And then right. And then just little circles of the neck and shoulders and the chest, upper back. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can just start to circle the whole trunk. Good. Come back upright and then change the direction and rotation. That's mostly everything from the chest up. And then if you want, you can draw large circles with your whole torso. Hinge at the hips. Circle the whole trunk. And then coming back up. Now drop the arms and shake out the wrists. Move fingers very, very rapidly. And then up and down. Good. Take the arms out to the side. And then swing the right leg back and forth. Trying to touch the shoulder with the knee. If you're having trouble bouncing, just put your left hand on a wall or a chair or something. And then the other leg. just jump up and down, try to get a little bit of height, the feet completely leaving the ground. Bounce on the left foot, bounce on the right foot. Left foot again, circles, and change feet, go around the other direction. Good. And now let's come to the top of the mat. Bring the hands to the heart. Come back to the intention always of offering up the practice. Renounce all the fruits of the practice. Dedicate them to something higher and greater than a purpose of just satisfying your own desires and needs. Imagine this as your divine duty to all beings everywhere. Surya Namaskara. Raise your arms up over the head. Stretch the whole front of the body. Come forward and down into Uttanasana. Chest on the thighs, head down. Right foot back into lunge. Sink down through the seat. Come into high plank. Knees down. Bring the seat all the way back behind the heels. Glide forward into cobra. Pull the body forward between the arms. All the way back. The seat behind heels. Come forward again. Push the elbows out to the side of the hips. Pull the floor towards you with your hands. All the way back. The pulling back action of the arms propels the body forward with more power and ease. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat up and back. Sink the heart. Right foot steps forward to the hands. If that was difficult, you can bring the knee down. If your foot doesn't make all the way, right hand just use right hand to step the foot forward. Bring the left foot in to meet the right, chest on the thighs again, head down. Come right to standing, arch back. Hands butt to the heart. Raise your arms above the head again, stretch the whole front of the body. Come forward and down into Uttanasana. Left foot back into a lunge, sink down to the seat. Into the plank. Bring the seat back behind the heels, knees down. Glide forward again into your cobra. All the way back 2 more times. Brush the nose, the ground, come forward. Feel like a snake creeping through the grass. All the way back. One last time. Drag your body forward. Lift the head, bring it all the way back. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat up and back. Sink the heart. Left foot steps forward. Modify as you need to. Feet together. Uttanasana. Bowing to the legs. Come right to standing, arch back as you see fit. Hands back to the heart. Up again. Don't worry about the breath. Just move the body in a way that feels intuitive, that allows the breath, the body moves easy with the breath in a natural way. Right foot back into plank. The breath will know what to do. Knees, chest, forehead down. Just try to be watchful of any changes in the breath. It doesn't go erratic or uneven or labored. Take the seat up and back. Right foot steps forward to the hands. The breath is agitated, chances are the mind will be as well. Try to keep the temperament always the same throughout the practice. Reach up and back. Panamasana. And again, lift the arms up over the head. Arch. Come down gracefully. Left foot back into a lunge. Into the plank. Lower down. Feel as though you're doing a dance. Connect the movements together seamlessly, fluidly. Feel like a shapeshifter moving through the poses. All the transitions, always the same, so the mind stays the same. Come up. Hands back to the heart. Reach the arms up again, hips forward. Go down. Chest on the thighs, join the hands, extend through the crown. Exhale, push the body into your legs, send the arms over the head. Try to push the body back with your legs back with your body. Arms, imagine them coming to the hands, coming to the ground in front of your head. Then release the hands, right foot back, lower the knee down, sink down to the seat. Raise your arms up over the head, Kapyasana. Pull the arms up, pull the body about the hips. And then bring the hands back down. Press into your hands. If you can, swing the left leg all the way up and back. Ekha Pada Adho Mukha Savasana. Come forward into high plank, shoulders over the fingertips. If you can, bend your elbows, lower your chest down first. If you need to, however, you can lower your knee down too. Right knee down. Feet come together into upward cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Immediately bring the right leg up and back. Now come forward again into plank, shoulders over your fingertips, and then bring your foot down lightly between your hands. Sink down to the seat, knee down, arms over the head, Kapiyasana again. Lose yourself in the sensations. Plant the hands, left foot comes in to meet the right, chest on your thighs, join the hands, extend through the crown, plunge the head down, Uttanasana. A gesture of abject humbleness, humility. Then release the arms, bring them up over the head. Express devotion, complete surrender to the highest self, hands to the heart. One more like that. Raise your arms up over the head, stretch the front of the body, fold down over the legs, chest on the thighs, join the hands, extend to the crown, and push the legs back with your body. Head comes down, Uttanasana. Then release the hands, left foot back, lower the knee, sink down to the seat, arms up overhead, arch back as you see fit. Always again moving core to condition. Then bring the hands down, bend the toes under the left foot, swing the right leg all the way up and back. Come forward into high plank, lower again with control. We'll stay over the wrists. Chest down, knee down if you need to at the same time. Come into cobra, back into downward facing dog. And then swing the left leg up and back, nice and high. Bring the body forward, shoulders over the fingertips, and step the foot down between your hands. Lower the knee down, sink through the seat, arms up over the head, Kapiyasana again, crescent moon shape with the body. And then bring the hands back down, right foot comes in to meet the left, chest on the thighs, join the hands, and pull the head down. If your legs are straight, bring the forehead to the shins. And release the arms, bring them up over the head. Bring the hands back to the heart. Raise your arms above the head. Another variation, be open to all experiences, for they all teach us something. All help us to cultivate creativity. Lift the head and chest, press into your hands. If you can, jump back or just walk back into chaturanga, hovering just above the ground. Modify, just come onto your belly. Come into your upward facing dog, same as cobra, except your hips and knees are lifted up. Now make like a dog howling at the moon. See the shape of the dog howling, and then see if you can imitate it with your own body. Copy it physically, copy it mentally. Become like the dog. Roll over your toes back into downward facing dog. Sink through the heart. Now take the shape of a dog, stretching its back. Mentally now, think of the dog who's ever loyal to the master. And be like that as well. Be loyal to God. And then lift the heels, bend the knees, lift between your hands. Bring your feet forward, hopping or walking. Pull the body against the legs, Uttanasana. Come all the way up to standing. Hands back to the heart, one more like that. Raise your arms over the head. Keep watching the body moving gracefully, fluidly. Bring the hands down. Head to the shins. Inhale, lift the hand, chest, press into your hands. Back smoothly into chaturanga, hopping or walking. Through into upward facing dog or cobra if you prefer. Lift the chest. Good. Roll over your toes back into downward facing dog, not the heart. Come forward again. Round the back as you come forward. Uncoil, coming into upward facing dog again. Tuck the chin and round your back. And make your way into downward facing dog. Sink the heart. One last time. Roll forward over your toes. Into upward facing dog. Lift the chest and the head. Round the back, tuck the chin, and settle in downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward between the hands. Bring your feet forward again, gliding or walking them forward. Pull the body against the legs. Come all the way up to standing. Hips forward, stretch front of the body. Bring the hands back to the heart. Take pause here. Inhale from the heart up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine love towards all. Release. Let's come to some balance poses. Taking hold, or pressing down to your left foot first, bouncing on your left foot. Take hold of the right heel from the inside. The thumb behind the heel, and see if you can raise your leg and your arm at the same time. Ideally, the toes and the fingers on the same line. So some of it might be flatter like this at about the height of the shoulders. If you're more flexible, try to get your leg closer to the shoulder, lean a little bit to the left. But just try to remain nice and tall and straight. Think of a ballet dancer, magnificent, poised and graceful. Lift the chest, look up. Good. Now bring the foot in front, bend the knee, take hold of the knee. Push the knee in towards the chest and push the chest forward to meet the knee. Lean back if you can a little bit. Now you can stay here or you can go into the next pose. Extend the leg forward, bring your hands in onto the mudra in front of your chest. Lean back as though you're trying to line your back. Look beyond your toes. And then you can take your arms out to the side. Break the pose, come back. Do it this way next time so you can, I'll do it this way. For ballet pose, try it on the other foot now. So left, standing on the right foot, take your left foot up. Hold the inside the heel, and then come up gracefully. Again, take your variations, depending on flexibility, your leg closer to the shoulder, lean to the right a little bit, or a little bit flatter. Try to keep your legs straight in any case. If it's too much, you can just take hold of the knee, or bring your hand underneath your leg. Sometimes it's a little bit easier. And now bring the knee in front of the chest. I'm going to turn this way now. Bring the chest up to meet the thigh. Lean back if you can, bend the standing leg a little bit. Press into your toes and the base of the toes, corners of the feet. And then if you can, extend the leg in front. Hands to the chest, push your chest into your thumbs. Lean back, try to get your shoulders level with the foot. Eventually take your arms out if you can. Break the pose. Good. Now come to the back end of the mat. Interlace your fingers. The wrists bent here. If it's too much for your shoulders, you can keep your arms apart. Just try it this way. I'll just show with this one way first. Bring the left foot forward. Lean down. Bend the standing leg if you need to bring the right leg up. Your belly's close to your thigh, and then drag the hands a little bit higher over your shoulders. Lift the chest a little bit. Try to get the right leg higher than the head. If it's too much, you take your arms out. Imagine you're a gliding eagle, soaring through the air, skimming across the ocean. Make these visualizations in your mind to make yourself come more into the consciousness of that being. Be one with that form. Good, now press into your foot. Another transition here into angel. Keep your foot up if you can. Bring your arms out to the side, spread your wings. Push your chest forward and see if you can bring your head back. Expression of complete devotion. Opening yourself up to the grace of God. Break the pose. If it's too much, you always modify. You can always get the foot, just stay the toes down if you need to, if it's too much, if it's hard, you're having trouble finding the balance. Try it on the other foot now. Starting again, if you can, with your hands fingers interlace, open up the palms, step forward with the right foot, and hinge at the hips, come down. Bend the right leg a little bit so that you can get the left leg up a little bit more easily. And then see if you can bring your arms a little bit higher in line with the shoulders. Point the toes to make it look pretty. Think again that this is an offering, divine expression of love and devotion. Do the best that you can to make the offering as worthy as possible. It's just doing your best. And now press into the right foot, push into the toes, come up, right. Arms out to the side. Open up through the chest and try to bring your head back. release. Good. Now, come to the middle of the mat, standing in the middle of the mat, turning sideways. Bring the fingertips in line with the shoulders. Then from here, bend your knees, jump your feet apart into a star shape. Go to the left, Virabhadrasana 2. Gaze over the front hand. Get nice and low. Trying to get your hips on the same line as the knee. If you swing your right hand down, maybe you'll touch the ground with your fingertips. Ideally, you want to try to get to that height. Consciousness of a warrior now. Embodied. Courage, power, determination. Swing the right arm up to meet the left. Turn the gaze up towards the fingertips. If it's too much for your hip, if you can't get your hip, if you can't square off your hips, you can lift your back heel. Try again to get nice and low in your stance. Your body upright and straight. And then lower the back knee down from here. Drop down to the seat. Take hold of your opposite elbows. Push the back of the head into your arms. Lean away from the leg. So do this, make sure you don't drop into your hips. Keep pulling your elbows up higher as though you're trying to pull your body up out of the hips. Go back. From here, if you can straighten your arms, Kapyasana. Index fingers going over the back toe, or imagine that they are. Make a shape of a crescent moon, radiate your inner light. If you know other variations, go ahead. Some of you, if you're flexible, you can bring the back foot up. Bring your head back and your foot might find the head. Have a toe bounce and keep your hands beside your hips. If you sink your hip down, you'll get your fingertips down. Other expressions, swan, or just stay like this. Left hand on your left knee, slide your right hand out. If you can, pick up the right leg. Crook in the arm. Fingers close to your ear, so when your left hand comes around, your fingers find one another more easily. Push the foot away from your shoulder. Think of a swan's neck. There's no sharp angles in the neck. All smooth lines and curves. Now release. Pull the foot back close to the shoulder to let it go. Look forward. And from here, make your way to lizard. Move the left foot out more to the edge of the mat. Rock back and forth a few times. And push back to the right heel, lower the knee. Roll to the right so you can get the right forearm down. Roll back to the left. See if the left forearm comes down. Make sure the knee doesn't fall away from the shoulder. Stays close to the line of the foot. Now telescope the head and chest forward. So get the body lower and lower and longer and longer. If you can get the chest right down on the ground, do so. Arm comes the outside of the foot. Now for those who have your chest flat on the ground, if you want to take a bind, you take your arm around the outside of the foot, underneath the knee, over your back, and then the right hand comes onto the back as well. Take hold of the right wrist with your left hand. Gaze forward. Be like a lizard, sunning itself on a warm earth. Low profile, not a care in the world. Then break the pose, coming back upright. Move the left foot in, and then come up. So your legs are like a box. Your heel is over the back, just so in line with the back knee, bend it towards under and the back foot. Right hand up. You can start with just bring your hand to the outside of the knee, left hand on the hip or in the sacrum. If this is what's most suitable for you, stay here. You can also lean back and see if you can take your hand to the foot, but keep your body upright. Keep your chest, lower back pushing in, your chest up. If you have more flexibility, more range of motion, right arm up. Go to the outside of the knee. The armpit is sitting against the outside of the knee. Fist in hand or left hand on right hand onto the mudra. Push down at your hands, raise the body up so the belly's higher than the thigh. Roll the left shoulder back. Turn your chest up. You want to take a bind. Elbows underneath the knee in the space below the knee. Use your left hand to guide the hand underneath the leg against your belly. Left hand goes over the back. Take hold of the wrist from underneath or the fingers, lock them together. Now extend. Push through the back heel, extend through the crown, and lift the left. Bring the left shoulder back. Try to get more rotation. Chest and face are straight up. It looks like you're lying on your back. Option for those who want to go a little further, bring the right foot forward a little bit, left hip over the left heel. Gaze down as you can pick up the right leg. Hold your breath, or take a half breath in, hold your breath as you bring the leg up. And back down. Now from here, plant your hands on the inside of the foot again. Right hand a little bit in front of the shoulder. Turn to the left, Vasisthasana. You can stack your feet like this, hips up. If you need to modify, lower the knee down. If you want to go further, you can spin on your hand. Turn your foot to 45 degrees. Big toes on the ground. Shorten your base a little bit. Your hips are up, like you're doing Uttanasana. And see if you can take all your weight in your right hand and right foot so that you can take your left knee up or foot up easily. You can take hold of the foot or the knee, depending on your flexibility. Break the pose. Come back into plank position. Breathe in, breathe out, soften through the heart. In all sense of the word. Then right foot steps forward to the hands, spin on your feet, facing long into the mat again, and come up. Now if you're facing away from the camera, you can just bend your knees, jump 180 degrees. Okay, so that's what you do if you can't see the camera anymore. Then we turn to the right, Titibasana 2. Sink down to the seat again. Long and strong and confident, gaze over the front hand. Become the warrior. And then swing the left arm up to meet the right. Turn your hips and shoulders forward. Bring the head back behind the arms. Gaze up at the fingers again. Lift your heel up if you need to. So it looks more like this. Try to have your hips square. Lower the knee down to the ground, flatten out the toes. Take hold of the opposite elbows, close the shoulders if you can, and again, push your head back to the arms, pull the body back to the hips, lean away from the leg. If you can straighten your arms, keep them close to the head, try not to bend the elbows. Kapiyasana. Try to have your index fingers over the back toe. Imagine yourself in the posture or the practice that you haven't quite attained yet. Keep on trying, keep up with a strong, fierce determination. Ask for help from God, from the Guru inside. From here you can do swan pose, or you can just bring your right hand on the right knee, left hand comes to the back foot. You can take the foot up, bring it to cook the arm. Start with the foot close to shoulder, fingers close to ears, so you can take the fingers easily, and then push the foot away from the shoulder. Turn forward, try not to tip to the right, to the left. Open up the chest. Every pose an offering. Break the pose, pull the foot close to the shoulder, release it, get ready for lizard. Right foot moves out to the long edge of the mat, and then push back and forth a few times. Then push the heel back further, as far as you can, lower the knee, roll to the left, see if you can get the left form down, roll to the right, see if you get the right form down. And keep on bringing your chest and head forward. Try to get as much length as you can. Eventually maybe your chest will come right down. Feel as though you had a big weight sitting right on top of your seat, flattening you out. That spreads all the way up, right up the body. And again, you can take a bind if you like, if your chest is flat on the ground and your right side of the seat is down. And there's this pose, the shoulders right, the right shoulder is right on top of the foot, or right beside it. Break the pose, go back onto the hands. Bring the right foot in, closer, the legs are like a box. Left arm up, and you can take the upright simple twist, left hand on the hip or on the seat. Push the lower back up and in, and look over your right shoulder. Twist to the right. Push the knee towards the left. If you can bring your right hand to the left heel, and push the heel towards the left as well. Too easy? Pashimo Tanasana. Left elbow goes across to the outside of the right leg. Hands in Anjali Mudra. Make sure your body's higher than the thigh so that you have more room to spin. You want to have eventually your body looking like you're lying on your back right beside your right leg. Take a bind if you know how to. It's a move your hips back. Make sure your elbows way down low in the space underneath the knee, so your hand can guide your hand a little bit easily through and underneath. Take your right wrist as your left hand and push the knee up off the ground if and when you're ready. Keep twisting. Option here if you want to try. Look down, bring the left foot forward, try to have your right hip over the right knee. So you want to take a little bit of half breath here and raise the left leg up. Everything stops. Imagine you're frozen in time. Release. Bring the left foot down. It feels up. Take your hands to the inside of the right foot again. Left hand stays a little bit from the left shoulder, so it gives you a little bit more power to push into the mat. From here, turn towards the right. Right foot can come on top of left or in front, Uttanasana, or again, your different variations. Slide your left toes back in line with your knee. Move the foot in a little bit. Your left foot, turn it 45 degrees. Make sure the big toe is grounded. Keep strong through the left arm. Make sure you don't sink into your shoulder. Keep your hips up so you can take your right leg up easily. Take a hold of the knee or the foot. Move again according to your abilities. But just keep on trying to challenge yourself once in a while. Break the pose. If you don't try anything, you'll never have any way of realizing it. So you always have to keep on trying. Downward facing dog. One day the body may just obey. And then bring the right foot between the hands, spin on your feet, facing again the long edge of the mat, and come all the way up into star position again. We're going to turn sideways. Hero sequence. Bring the hands to the heart. From the heart, bring that to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in love, just like a hero does, always works for their people. Turn your heels in a little bit. Move your feet, adjust them as you need to. You can bend your knees, the knees come over the toes. Then press your hands into your seat. Push your hips forward. Lean your hips forward. So we're going to fall forward. And then allow your head to go back. If you feel comfortable, you can then slide one hand down at a time. Down the leg, just below the knee. You have good control at this point. You can roll the thighs inwards and the shins outwards at the same time. The thumbs come further through. If your head is close to the ground and you can see the ground easily, some of you might be able to go into Uttanasana from here. Keep holding one hand onto the leg, bring one hand over the head to the ground, and then the other hand will come down easily. Again, according to your condition and your abilities. Everyone else, just keep pushing hips forward and up. Other option is to just walk your hands down the backs of your legs. Some of you might be able to come right down to your feet, your heels. Now if you're in Uttanasana, you reverse that whole thing. Take right hand to the back of the right leg, push into the back of the knee, press and heel your palm. Keep heavy and steady on your feet, hips forward, and your other hand. And everybody else, and including those, everybody, just walk up your hands, up the backs of the legs onto your seat. Now come upright again, arms out to the side, Pashimo Tanasana. Hinge at the hips. Come forward, straight back, and then take hold of your ankles or step on your fingers with the edges of the feet. Extend the spine, inhale, extend head forward, exhale, pull the body right between your legs. Now keep that spiraling action going, the outward spiral of the thighs, the inward spiral of the shins. Try to see if you can get your chest behind your legs. Move the cobra consciousness, base of spine in line with your crown. Those you want can come into a headstand. If you like, if you know how to do it, press your hands down on the ground, fingers a little bit behind the heels, come to the tripod, lift up the heels, and straddle your legs up. And come all the way back down. As your legs come close to the ground, engage your core a little bit more, pull the feet right close to your thighs, right close to your body on either side, so you can land your feet softly just beside your head, on either side of the head. Arms up to the side, come all the way back up. One more time, easy Uttanasana. Adjust your heels so they're coming a little bit inward, toes pointing out again, hips forward, bend your knees, and come into the pose. You can try a few Uttanasana again if you like. Or just keep with your hands on the seat if that gives you enough of an edge. Don't go to a place of pain or anxiety. This is not what you want to transmit. Imagine again that all beings are experiencing this through your body. And then press into your feet. Walk your way back up the legs and come upright. Extend your arms out to the side and then back to the heart. From the heart, inhale up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Always coming back to that place of love, a source of love, which is God, who resides within the heart. Bring your feet and your hands back, bring your feet back together. Drop the arms down. Stand tall like a mountain. And be unshakable and unmovable in your devotion. From the base of spine, breathe up to the summit. The crown. Exhale back down to the base of spine. Remain solid and unmovable. Now come down. Let's try headstand, Shilshasana. If you know how to get into headstand, I invite you to go ahead and go into it. Want to learn how to get into it? You can take, I find it's easy to come with forms because you can distribute the weight a little bit more easily between your arms and your head. Make sure you can bring your elbows down in front, just underneath your shoulders. Make sure you can hold all the way around your arms at the elbows. And then keep your elbows where they are. Bring your hands forward, interlace your fingers, and bring your head between your palms. Don't allow your elbows to slide out to the side. Keep them where they are. Lift the seat, walk your feet towards the elbows. Now, if you're close to the wall, if you want to do it against the wall, you place, I can't do it very easily here. I had to try mine. You try to bring your foot onto the wall. Okay, so you climb your feet up the wall, keep one foot stay on the wall and your other foot behind you. And then you can just pull your toes away from the wall every once in a while. If you don't have a wall, you want to do it from the ground. You just lift your heel. As you lift your heel, your shoulders, your hips come over your shoulders and your elbows a little bit more. Your belly, your thigh comes to your belly perhaps. And then you keep pushing your belly into your thigh. Again, you pull your toes away from the ground. Don't jump hard and fast, you'll land on your back. So do it with mindfulness. And then eventually you'll have the ability to just hover your toes up off the ground by flexing your feet. Pull your toes away. Keep pushing through the back foot. More and more. Keep your legs very bent, so if you do go over, you land easily on your back. You don't come from a great height. Eventually your feet will be at dangling at the same height. Imagine your feet are like fruit hanging from a tree. Keep them heavy. Now try to find stillness wherever you are. Those who are more advanced who have the lotus, go into your lotus. Keep your attention fixed on the space between the eyebrows. With the lotus, your mind becomes even more one-pointed. Turn your attention inwards. Think again of God. See God in all forms. And then this is how you cultivate compassion. It becomes unimaginable to bring harm to anybody because God is within. Those of you who want can see if you can lift your head up off the ground. If you've got good core control and strength, push into your arms and lift your head straight up. So take half breath. Hold your breath and come up. I just say take half breath in first and hold your breath and come up. If you need to hover, if that's a little bit more difficult, you split your legs first, just as I was showing before. One leg in front, one leg back, legs bent, and then press into your arms. Take a half breath in, then hold your breath, and then just tip your head up, just like you're coming in to cobra from sliding from all the way back. So lift your head and your chest a little bit, and then find yourself up. Bring your head back down if you were up, and then from here, make your way down gracefully with control. Come into child's pose. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Learn to turn the effort off in an instant. And then roll your way up. Good. So we're going to come into shoulder stand from here. So we're going to play with this a little bit for those who want. Okay, so again, if you don't feel, you can watch, and if you don't think this is for you, just go into shoulder stand the regular way. If you want to try something, different transitions, you make your way up, standing on your knees, lean back, right hand to right foot, left hand to left foot. Come into camel for a moment, stretch the body. You're only there for a couple seconds. Then from here, join the hands, and then from here you come down. You tuck your chin in, you bring the right shoulder down on the inside of the knee. And then you press into your shoulder, the toes, and into the back of the left side, the right side of the head, and come into Plow Pose, a wide angle. And you bring your feet together, and from here you come back. So you walk your knees back over to the right side, drop your knee down, tuck the chin in, and come back up. And you're roughly in the same place as you began. Into your camel again, and you try on the other side. So come up, tuck your chin in, your left shoulder comes down from the knee on the inside a little bit, push into your left shoulder, push into the back left side of the head, and come into your wide angle plow. Bring your feet back together, behind your head, regular plow. Then you move your feet again to your left, back the same way. You can take your hands beside your shoulders, your head a little bit, your ears, to help guide yourself a little more easily. Push into your shoulder, push into the left side of the head, and then come back up. Okay, so you can try that. Eventually you end up in your shoulder stand, so go ahead, and if that was not, doesn't seem like it was doable for you, then you can just come onto your back. Press into your hands and bring your feet behind your head. For Plow Pose, move your hands together, joining your wrists together if you can. Heels your palms, bring your hands to your lower back, and up with your legs. You can keep your knees bent always. Stay lower if it's too much. Or even just sit on your hands with your legs straight up. This is also an option. Once you're up, try to have your toes in the same line as your chin. Try to push your hips forward. If you have a lotus, again, make your way into lotus. You come right onto your shoulders. You can also bring your hands to your thighs, whether you're in lotus or not. Try to push your knees higher than your hips if you have your Padmasana. Then close your eyes again. All the attention to the space between the eyebrows. Now try to imagine resonating all throughout the body, all throughout your being. That means I am you, you are me, I am that I am. Merge with all forms, merge with God, for God is in all forms. From here, if you have a lotus, you can bring a lotus against your body, Pindasana, and if you're again on your top of your shoulders, you can take your arms around the outsides of the legs, join your hands together underneath your seat. If you don't have a lotus, come into plow. If you push into your back a little bit more, your feet might come down more easily when your hips are over your shoulders. Those you want can bring your thighs against your chest, your knees on either side of the head. Squeeze your knees against the ears and remove all the distractions coming from the ears and the eyes. Close the eyes, shut them out. Also rest your arms on the backs of your legs to make them feel heavier and to just pull the knees right against your head, your thighs against the body. Go beyond the mind, the body, and the spirit, and the emotions now. Anyway, come down and listen carefully. Place your hands behind your back. Index and thumb tips together. Roll down slowly. You can do this whether you're in lotus or your legs extended. Roll down onto your back. Your seat will land on your hands. And then keep your knees or your legs up 45 degrees and lift your chest up. Move your elbows, switch them in a little bit closer. Good. Hold this for a moment. Then from here, if you have a lotus, you can bring your knees down, bring your head all the way back, and then you'd hear you have to move your elbows a little bit so you can hold your feet, and then pull on your feet so your knees come down and your elbows stay down. If you have your legs extended, you can keep your legs up if you want at 45 degrees and bring the top of the head down. If it's too much, just bring your legs down. Your hands are still underneath your seat. Okay, so this is what it would look like if you're doing a basic fish pose. Imagine now you're beaming love out of your heart to all beings, trying to get your chest as high as you can. Now here, Vastrika breath. Breathe very fast and nose like a sniffing dog. Release, come back onto your back. Relax, head on the ground. Breathe in through the skin. Light and energy, imagine it pouring through the pores of the skin. Exhale, flood the body with that light and energy. Feel recharged and rejuvenated. Now slide your feet in towards your hips. Edge of the feet in line with your hips. See if you can touch your ankles, your heels with your fingertips. Lift up the hips. Then tuck your shoulders underneath. Try to get your arms underneath your body. And then bring more of the curve into your upper back by bringing your chest towards your chin. Your chest should look like a wall. Try to think of where your knees are. They should be over your heels. If your legs are very bent, your knees are over your toes more. Try to move them back so the knees are behind the toes. You can stay here if you like, or Urdhva Dhanurasana or Adha Urdhva Dhanurasana. Place your fingertips on either side of the head, fingers facing away. Simply slide your head back. On the top of the head you go, and then turn your hands around. You can stay here, move your head a little bit closer in towards your feet, behind your hands, and then take a half breath in, lift your head up. Urdhva Dhanurasana, stretch the body, lift your heels, rock back and forth. Imagine trying to push your chest right against the wall in front of you. Stay up. You don't stay up, you don't make progress in 20 years, as Dharma says, you'll still be in the same place. Lower the heels, come down. Relax. Breathe in, breathe out. And now come to seat position. Okay, so now from here, we're going to go into Pashimo Tanasana. So you can keep your legs bent, you have tight hamstrings. Inhale, raise your arms up. Land your chest on your thighs. You can take hold of your backs, your legs if you like, or reach for your feet. Take hold of the edges of the feet. Inhale, push the chest towards the knees. Exhale, pour more weight into the legs. If you have the flexibility, just push your heels all the way forward so the legs are flat on the ground. Keep your body with your thighs. All the attention at the base of the spine. Your attention there will track to maybe the blood there and see if you can feel any pulsations there. You can also try to bring your hands on top of your toes, bend your toes towards your ankles, your toes back, and keep on reaching forward. Maybe eventually the eyebrows will touch the wrists. Or just bring your face between your legs, your shins. Inhale, come up. Going a little bit deeper, Kramasana. Bend. So your feet are options. Your feet are wide apart, about the edges of the mat. Slide your arms underneath. Your forearms are underground, underneath your shins. Take hold of the outer edges of the feet and then pull your head down towards the ground. Imagine your back's like a big tortoise shell. If you're more flexible, you bring your feet a little bit, not quite as wide, a little bit more shoulder width. So that, and you bring your arms behind, beside your body, your fingers are facing back. So when your legs come down, they're close to the shoulders, not close to the elbows. Further, closer to the shoulders than the elbows, and it won't create discomfort for your elbows when you go down. Try to get eventually your belly on your ground. Now slow down the breath, just like a tortoise has a long breath cycle, therefore it lives very long. Those who are flexible and your elbows are free, point your hand over your back. Release. Make your way back up. So for fun, if you like, Bring your hands down on the ground on either side of the seat. Allow your legs to hang over your arms. So your legs are close to shoulders again. Squeeze your arms, the legs against the arms. Now push forward, lean forward. And then from here, lean forward as far as you can. Push into your hands, and then you might be able to come up into Titibasana. So from the side, it looks like this. Lean forward all the way until your elbows are roughly over the wrists, and then you can bring your toes down first. Keep your seat up, push into the back of the seat, your chest level with the ground, and then you can bring your toes up. You want to do it from squatting, standing, you bring your feet, your hands behind your heels, palms down if you can, flat, and then lower your seat. Keep your chest low, and then keep pushing to the backs of the legs with the backs of the arms, and then lift up. And release, come back down. Now from here, we're going to go the other direction, lift the back bending. Okay, so you're curving the spine first, lengthen as time. Try to keep the lower back long and unobstructed, no big folds in the back as you make your way into your cobra. If you need to, you just hold the edge of the mat, stay in Sphinx, forearms stay on the ground if you like. Propel the chest forward. Eventually, you can keep tugging on your mat and maybe lift your elbows up. Curve your spine a little bit more, bring the feet together like the tail of a snake. Keep walking your hands towards your body. Come up higher. Just try to picture yourself in the body of the snake, having that boundless range of motion. If you want, you can come onto your fingertips. Have your fingers as close to the body as possible on either side of the hips. So eventually when you come up, just from the legs down, from the tops of your thighs all the way down, are on the ground. Everything else is lifted. Open up your legs a little bit more. Press into your fingertips, get more height, bring your head up, bring your feet up. Maybe your feet will come in contact with the head. Then you can drop your heels, your palms down, your toes find your head. Imagine you're squeezing socks behind the knees. Hold it a little bit longer. Whatever expression you're doing. Release. Come back down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Uttanasana. Plow Pose. Pull the heels up. Take hold of the ankles. Now press to the base of the toes. Press to the heels. Inhale, lift the chest. Push the feet back into your arms. Trying to get your feet to go towards ground behind you. You can stay here if you like. If you kick up with your legs, your feet, you can get your thighs up. Look up. You can see your toes, perhaps. Try to get your feet higher than your head. If it's too much, you can just come onto your side. If it's really not comfortable, be on your belly, so you can just do it on your side. To roll onto one side. It's the same pose. Or you just take one foot and then extend the other arm and the leg. So left hand takes left foot, or vice versa. Come down. One more time. If you did the one side, do the other side now. Okay? And then come up. If you want to go into the full bow pose, you turn your feet out. If you have good shoulder mobility, if you don't do this, if you have shoulder injuries or anything like that, you turn your foot out, take your thumb to the base of the toes, like and then other fingers wrapping around the other side of the foot. Lift your foot up, and the toes under the back foot actually to get your little bit more ease to get your leg up. Your elbows now higher than the shoulder, so then you can move your elbow forward easily. Turn forward, and then the other foot comes up the same way. It's a little bit easier once you have one foot. Bring the elbow up, least the height of the shoulder, if not hopefully higher, if you can, to make the joint to move around easily. Don't force your joints to move in a way that they're not meant to. Be mindful. Be careful. Break the pose. Feet close to the head again. You do a full bow and release. Stack your hands one on top of one another. Bring your forehead on your hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now come back up. Okay, so a minute to try forearm balance. You can keep your head on the ground if you like. The important thing here is to make sure that the elbows don't go out to the side too much. You have to try to have them inside the shoulders here. Spread your fingers and push into the forearms. Imagine doing a snow plow when you're skating, but with your arms. So you push out and then push into the ground. Okay, so firm up through the arms. Again, make sure you can hold the opposite elbows easily. So this is about the height, no wider than that. Bring one foot up. Again, bounce nice and easily. Off the heel, pulse up and down. See if you can bring your toes up. So the closer you get your foot to the elbow, the easier it is to come up. Again, you can do this against the wall. Imagine the wall's in front of me, and then you bring one foot to the wall, and the other foot is behind you still, and you just pull your toes away from the wall, so you don't depend on the wall too much. You can also do this from the head. So starting your head with your head on the ground, push into the ground with your arms and lift your head. Again, if you do this against the wall, you'll find the motion of getting your head up off the ground. More advanced, do whatever you want. Bring both feet over your head, bring your chest forward a little bit, and up. Push one foot into the other, so you get imagine again your feet are like heavy hanging fruit from a branch. Eventually maybe your toes will come to the head. Come down. Child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften everything. And come up. Seated. Twist. Uttanasana. Fold the left leg in. Front of the body. Right foot comes to the other side of the knee. If you can't have both sides of the seat down easily, then bring your left leg straight out and keep it there. And your foot moves a little bit further forward in that case. Your heel is beyond the knee and your toes close to the ankle. Right hand behind the back, left arm up, and then hug the form against the thigh. Inhale, push lower back up and in. Exhale, turn to the right. Make sure you don't lean back. Keep your hand close to your body, right against the center of the back. Trying to pull the knee way beyond the left edge of the body. Twist from the base spine all the way up. Essentially your chin comes over the shoulder, looking way behind and to the right. Break the pose, change sides. Leg folded in front. Make sure you don't sit on your foot. It's on the outside of the hip. Left hand again starts behind the back, right arm up and go to the left. Try to make sure you're not crushing the abdomen. Pull the knee away from the body, beyond the right edge of the body. Keep the back straight. Hold the right heel if you like with your right hands. Pull on the heel, push against the thigh at the same time as you twist to the left. You're pushing the knee again towards the right. Arch your back, move softly. Come down gently. If you need a blanket or anything, go ahead and do it now. Settling into deep relaxation, the best antidote for removing impurities. So once you're ready, settle into stillness. And here we're trying to remove all the obstacles, whether it be in a mental, physical, or emotional sense, to allow yourself to receive more. All the benefits of the practice coming in to make them even more powerful. You direct them right to the heart, the spiritual heart, the residing place of God. And as God is the common thread that ties us all together, those benefits will go out to all beings. Imagine you're directing everything out to everybody. Now just systematically releasing the body bit by bit. Bring your attention to the left foot. Relax it completely, allow it to go limp. The toes, from the big toe down to little toe. Feel them just drooping. Bottom of the foot, heel, soft. Top of the foot, relaxed, no tension. Ankle, loose. Foot just falling out to the left, dead-like. Lower leg, relax all the muscles in the shin and the calf. Feel as though they were dissolved. Knee, no sensations, completely like an open gateway for this thing will pass all the way up through the leg to the upper portion of the leg. And relax all the muscles in the thigh. And with all the strength removed, all completely letting it go, the leg feels heavy, so heavy. The whole leg feeling as heavy as concrete. And then the right side, right foot. Relax all the toes first, from the big toe down to little toe. Allow them to go limp, lifeless. Bottom of the foot, heel, soft. Front of the foot, the instep. Relaxed, no tension, no tightness. The ankle completely loose. Allow the foot to just drop out to the right, flimsily. The lower leg, all the muscles relaxed. So the muscles became as soft as jello, as useless as jello. Just lying there. The knee, no sensation. Just allow the signal again to pass up through the leg to relax those muscles as well, and the thigh. And as a result, feel the thigh getting extremely heavy, the upper leg sinking down with its heaviness. Now the pelvis, the hip joint. Feel as though the bones in that area are made of lead. So heavy, everything just sinking down into the ground. Left hand, relaxed, all the fingers loose, lifeless, limp. Back of the hand and the palm as well. Wrist, completely loose. Lower arm, all the muscles as though they were dissolved. Just soft massages, tissue hanging off the bone, like the skin. Elbow, completely without sensation. The upper arm as well, getting heavy as the lower arm. All the way up to the shoulder. The whole arm feels like dead weight now. So those muscles just completely disengaged, useless. The arm becomes heavy and limp. Lying by farthest side of the body. The right hand, the same. Thumb down to little finger. Relax all the fingers. Back of the hand and the palm. Soft. Wrist loose. And then just relaxing all the muscles along the arm. Starting at the lower arm. Feeling that become heavy. Listless. And moving past the elbow joint, which is completely inactive, up to the upper arm, and to the shoulder. All the muscles becoming completely relaxed. All the strength removed till the arm just lies there like dead weight. And then the back, feel it sinking down the whole back of the body. As though there were a big lead blanket weighing it down, just causing our body to sink and melt into the ground. The organs falling with it. The heart, the lungs, the pancreas, intestines, everything. Just as though they're filled with fluid and became just sluggish and just stopped everything they were doing, just sinking down. The abdomen is loose and soft, chest light, so that when the air that passes in and out enters into the chest, it's light. It's so just like the film on a bubble. And the neck, all around the neck, relaxed. The scalp as well. Head heavy on the ground. Forehead smooth, no signs of tension or anxiety or strain. Nor is there any around the eyes or the mouth or the nose. The cheeks are relaxed, the nose, eyebrows, no hardness at all whatsoever in the eyes anywhere, or in the throat, or in the jaw, everything relaxed. Tongue resting softly in its bed. Smile, just the mouth and a hint of a smile, not enough to engage any muscles, but just soft. Countenance of complete peacefulness. Throat relaxed. Ears relaxed. And now even the brain comes into this mode of silence. Imagine it as a broadcasting station. You just turned all the stations off. Nothing coming in, nothing going out, no transmitting, no receiving, all quietness. Just again look upon the body and the mind, the emotions, with nothing but unconditional love. Look as though you're seeing yourself through the eyes of God. Eyes of God see everything with love, unconditional, boundless love and compassion. Into that mindset yourself. Merge with God now. Just imagine having that boundless range of compassion for all beings, just like the sun that shines on everything equally, no discrimination, whether it's a stone, whether it's a living object, whether it's a human or not. Everything the same. Gets the same light and the same love and the same warmth. Now green on your mind and heart so that you too can work on this in your daily life. Say to yourself 3 times the following sentence. I see everyone and everything as divine. See everything as divine, as reflections or manifestations of God, all of their richness of God all around you, it becomes impossible to want to do harm to it. And thus you cultivate a carry that into the world with you in your daily lives. So take that intention in your heart and mind and exercise it off the mat. Return now to a seated position, always in a mindful way, always quietly, always reverently. Sitting tall and supreme, close with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within and send it out to all beings. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within.